Hello YouTubers, BLUDGEONING here for another video of Bare Bones Monday. By request, the gun featured in today's episode will be the LSAT, and it was requested by A Perfect Cookie. So the LSAT is actually from the United States of America, and it stands for Lightweight Small Arms Technology. So basically they were trying to make an LMG into a smaller format with this particular gun. Anyways, moving along with the stats, it has a max damage of 24.5 and a minimum damage of 18. So it's not one of the LMGs that has the highest damage model, so most of the time it's going to take you about 5 shots to kill an enemy depending on the distance. Drop off starts at 8 meters and ends at 65 meters. The fire rate isn't that great. It's just 650 rounds per minute. It's got a muzzle velocity of 620 and a suppressed muzzle velocity of 350 meters per second. Mag size is 100. Reload time is 5.9 seconds, whether it be empty or has rounds left in the mag. Recoil, this is where it gets interesting. Recoil up is 0.28, pull left of 0.125, and pull right of 0.125. So this gun has very, very low recoil. And seeing as it has a pretty slow rate of fire, it's gonna be best suited at medium to long range combat. Because if you want to bring this gun into close range combat, you're probably going to have a hard time dealing with enemies that have really fast firing guns. I'm thinking of the AK, FAMAS, even MG4 and AWS, stuff like that. It has a first shot recoil multiplier of 1.25, which is not that bad. Now the iron sights on this thing, using it bare bones, it was alright, but the iron sights are just awful, like pretty much all the other LMGs in the game. They're just like terribly rendered. You see the whole body of your gun, and the iron sights are really long. Like the frame and the housing is just too high, and it covers up almost the entire body of your enemy when you're aiming down sights. Sometimes I actually had to zoom in and out just to keep track of my targets, so that was kind of more difficult in that point. I was trying to find some rush matches to control my engagement distance more, but there weren't many rush matches that were interesting, so I just stuck with some team deathmatch. Obviously not the best scenario for this particular type of weapon. So moving right on to the attachment part of the video for the LSAT, the optic, obviously Coyote, because that's my favorite optic. For the accessory, I would choose between either the magnifier if you want a little bit more visibility at long range, or the green laser sight if you want to turn it on and off if you're getting to close range combat. Barrel, I don't put anything on here. I might put a suppressor if I'm trying to stay off the minimap, but other than that, I don't put anything on there. And for the attachment, I was tap firing this weapon a lot at long range. It all depends on how you play. But I just slapped on a folding grip. It doesn't have much first shot recoil, but reducing it helps a lot, so I just threw that on there. So finishing up the video on some Hainan Resort TDM, I actually kind of like this map for TDM because you have the inside zone where you can get really close range combat, and you have the outer area of the map where you can stick further back and like pick your engagement distance. So I was trying to go for that with this weapon. Because as I said, because of that slow rate of fire, you're not going to be wanting to go into a really close range combat because you're just going to get outgunned, outdamaged most of the time. I was just standing back and trying to get the flanks off on the enemies, or just getting them by surprise. And this gun is quite accurate, so you're going to be able to surprise people at medium, long range distances. They're not going to be thinking that you're going to be able to kill them with this particular gun at that distance. Despite all this, I actually would prefer the RPK over this gun, just because the RPK has a much higher damage model than the LSAT. It has 34 damage maximum, so you're going to be able to 3-shot enemies up close, or even at a range. It's going to take less bullets to kill an enemy. Of course, it only has a 41 round magazine, and the LSAT has a 100 round magazine, but I'd much rather have that high damage model rather than a larger magazine. But I was doing okay with this gun. I think it's underused for what it's capable of. But as I said, I would play this gun in rush game modes because you can control your engagement distance. Obviously, I was trying as hard as I could to do that in TDM, but sometimes it wasn't very easy because the spawns are just so ridiculous sometimes in TDM that you can't really predict where people are going to spawn, and sometimes they spawn behind you. And so I would suggest maybe for a sidearm, if you're using this weapon in close quarter combat situations, to have like the G18, something that's really overpowered and can take down your enemies really fast. Obviously, I wasn't helping my team out as much in TDM, like I wasn't getting the amount of kills that I usually do comparatively as when I play as Assault class, because I can just get up close in their face, and I'm not scared because I can give myself medic packs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, in Battlefield, even if people are medics, they don't always drop medic packs, so sometimes I was like hiding in a corner just trying to regain health before running back into combat, because I would have just died if I didn't do some of those things. And sometimes I would just hide to reload the gun because it's a fairly long reload time, and you just gotta sometimes do it. You don't have a choice because you wasted all 100 rounds. I was running with the Magnum on this loadout because I love the fact that you can one-shot headshot somebody. So, but if you're not that accurate with the sidearm, as I said, you should use the G18 just because you're going to be able to deal with targets at really close range very fast. Of course, I should have put a suppressor. It would have been a good idea because I was like lurking in the outskirts of the map and just trying to kill the enemies that way, because there's no way I was taking out enemies that were using high-power assault rifles in close range. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to make your own requests for the next video, please do so in the comments down below, or you can send me a Facebook or Twitter message. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and regular content. It really helps me out. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.